beginner's guide. I will be describing the skills and strategies that I will be using. I will then explain my strengths and areas for development, and then I'll recommend activities that I can undertake for myself to improve on, and then compare the skills and strategies required within my game mode or my game, and evaluate how important that is in the game which I would undergo. So I'm in like creative at the moment. So this is what I would normally do. I'd go in creative and I'd do some building practice. So let me go in my thing. And what I do is I spend about 30 minutes just in here practicing my building. Building is very important. So for today's I'm gonna so what I'm doing now is building and practicing my speed for the build. Now my building still needs to improve because I'm not as nearly as far as I should be. So what I'm doing now is I'm using the buttons that I usually build. Oh, so right there can be a problem because with lag it affects a lot of the gameplay. Now my style of gameplay is very defensive and neutral. Very rarely is it offensive, and the reason why is in Fortnite it's a very sweaty game, and what I mean by that is there's a lot of pros out there, or even semi-pros, that can build like a tower in 3 seconds. So you're most likely going to be more defensive than offensive, because you'll be seeing these massive build fights. Now, with a build fight, one of the best ways to like defeat your opponent, let's say, is make sure you get height and make sure you structure your building so it's not easy to knock down. It is hard to get used to the building style if you're coming from Apex to Fortnite, which I'd like to ask, how would you, what game would you play? What interests you more, Apex or Fortnite? Is Apex or Fortnite as good as each other? Do you think that the building mechanics is too much for you? Let me know in the live stream chat, or let me know anywhere else. In my opinion, I think that Fortnite is more challenging because of that building technique, and also if you have like guns and that. So I think I've practiced enough. With my building to go on and basically go into solos. Now, I'm not going to show you duos, trios, and squads because it's in the name. If you're playing duos, it's like 2 people on your side and 2 people on everybody else's side, 3 people and 4 people, and so on. With creative creative modes, such as like other like modes like Pro Red versus Blue, 1v1 all guns, chopper, bed wars, things like that. I'm not going to go into that. That's not the main game, even though it's a part of the game. It is not the main game mode that you should be playing or could be playing. I mean, with this recent season, you could get XP with any game mode you play. And some game modes can make you practice your aim. And my area of weakness is the aim, and I'll be chatting or explaining to you what my areas of weakness is as well, and what strategies I'm using. And yep. So let's get into it. So I've just tried some aiming on a person, and that didn't go well. My aiming is really bad. I would say that for me to improve, I'd go on some maps that require aiming, or just play the game and keep practicing. This is an activity in itself, playing games and getting used to how the games run. Because some of the time, the problem is you go in like creative, and then you get used to that certain game mode or activity. So once you get into like Battle Royale, all of that practice can go as well. So it's good to practice on the normal game mode as well, so then you understand. So right there.
You know the blonde ding-dong in the suit, Agent Jones? Well, there's more of them. And they've started their own society of orcs. So, how about bring them some supplies as a peace offering, and then scout their camp to assess the threat level?
How? I'm sorry, what was that? Right? So, what happened there was, I didn't know like what happened. So right there, as I did, I went offensive and I died. So that's a negative for defensive. I would say I'd rather be defensive and neutral in this game than offensive, because obviously sometimes the game's not going to be on your side, even though on your side. So I've just shown you what offensive can result in, right? I recommend having a neutral and defensive mindset in Fortnite, because you don't know the other player's skill set. You don't know if they are like a pro gamer or like really decent at building, and if you're not decent at building or editing, you're pretty much going to be defeated. So that's the strategies, and that's how important it is. If you're not an offensive person, that's fine, but be aware that there will be people that are there will be people that will come for you, that will like attack you, that you've got to be prepared to have them fights. And in doing so, in just showing you like the offensive mode, I'm going to show you offensive and neutral combined. There are reboot fans. There are reboot fans in this game, but not activated in this game mode. That'd be like for duos, trios, and squads. So playing the game now. So I've just seen someone. Really? There we go. My aiming, like, oh, okay. So people seem to really like this place. I don't know why. When it's out of... Woo! That was really good aiming for me there. Need to get a different gun though. Is it in here? Is it in here? So I'm listening to that sound because it's a special type of and that's what annoys me. So these little glitches, you gotta get used to Fortnite because Fortnite has so many glitches. It is a buggy game, to be fair, right? And if you don't have the best internet connection, hope for the best, basically. But defensive and offensive, it's really up to you. If you're going to be offensive, make sure that you can build and make sure that you know what you're doing. Because with me, I'm being really defensive right now. There's a fight, and I'm not going to be heading towards it. This is what offensive means in this affair. Is that I'm being defensive. I'm not looking for trouble. Let's say I'm going to stick around, and to me, this is very important. The reason why is if I was offensive, I could be in a battle where two people can be fighting me, and you don't want that. As a beginner, you just want to focus on building and getting better, and replaying the game over and over again is one of the best activities you can do, or entering in creative and focusing on the areas that you need to improve. Like my building is one of them, and my aim is one of them, even though that I was hitting that character multiple times and I was getting a hit. That's not consistent. Persistent, and you want to focus on consistency. This game is very rewarding with the way that is.
You know the blonde ding-dong in the suit, Agent Jones?
What the?
Well, there's more of him, and they've started their own society of dorks.
So
how
I don't know what's
bring them
happening.
some supplies as a peace offering, and then scout their camp to assess the threat level.
Right there. So right there, that's what Fortnite kind of does. So I literally hit him with a heavy purple machine, and it did nothing to him. Right, it did nothing to him, and this is what frustrates me about Fortnite over Apex. Right, Fortnite seems to have this wacky system, right? This wacky system that the damage is not consistent. That's what you got to get used to. Even if you go in offensive, or even you going defensive, this is one of the negative traits of Fortnite, is their aiming system's not consistent, their damage is not consistent. You can get an 80 shot and an 18 shot straight after from shotguns. It is so atrocious, and to me, I was defensive there, and I literally shot him, and I should have been hitting him more times than that. But because of the aiming system of Fortnite's aiming system is worse than Apex's. So if you want aim and movement and special abilities, go for Apex. If you want a game mode that really frustrates you a lot, and focuses on building, focuses on materials, and is inconsistent, then go for Fortnite. Because to me, this is really inconsistent. The way that you can shoot at a person and you damage them for 32, let's say, that just happened there, even though I've got a purple AK, and when I get shot it's 62. So it's You know, there's no consistency with their guns and the way that damage is taken, and you need to get used to that. The neutral and defensive side kind of gives you the best chance for survival. Let's say, and I'm really struggling for aiming, so I'm gonna recommend myself that I go for an aiming exercise. Actually, no, no. Let, so I'm gonna do an aiming exercise in creative, and I'm gonna do more building because I need to be more consistent with building. Um, yeah. So I've been using a lot of like defensive and neutral kind of thing, and it's important if you want to survive in Fortnite, because in Fortnite you're gonna have like two ways of thinking. You're either gonna think, right, I'm gonna go for it, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing going offensive if you want to have like smoke. If you want to have the smoke and the heat that people are good on this game, then go for it. If that's how you learn, go for it. But with creative, there are certain game modes that focuses on aiming, that focuses on building. There's even game modes that are focused on both, which I will show a couple of game modes which I'm going to practice I'm going to practice my weaknesses on. My strengths is that I'm very orientated. See, that's what happened again, and I really don't like how it's lagging, because that could cost you the game. That's a bot. That is a bot. So yeah. So right now it's not very busy, so I'm gonna like use this time for resource. Resourcing is important. That's how you get your mats and that. There is fighting right now, so they need to sort out this bug, man. Like, they need to sort out the bug where you can't pick your guns up. Right, so I can hear him, he's upstairs. So I've just leveled up. Don't know where he went, so I need to improve on my like area awareness. But my strength, really. And why is it not? Yep, just lag when I needed it. Yeah, that's great. So as you can tell, I've just been. Yeah, you deserve that. So now I'm in a lot of dilemma. Oh no, I've got a med kit. That's fine. So with med kits, they could be used as many times as you want if you've lost health. Now, what I'm doing here isn't really defensive. It's just so right there in the corner of my top right screen. Is it's the map, right? Now this, oh yeah, so this tells you when the circle is coming in. Now this is cars, so I'm using it to drive up. So I'm using the vehicle to transverse to black. So I just saw someone, and I'm going back there. I'm going to be offensive. I don't know where he was, and he was using it. Where are you? Where are you? So right now I'm just going to focus for a bit because I don't know where he really is, and I'll tell you these strategies after or maybe during it. I'm searching for him, so I'm using like techniques like looking around, using like my guns to their advantage, like this. There's some ammo there, but I really do not see where he is. And like, do you see him, chat? You see where he was? Yes. So, yeah, I do not see him. So, we're gonna ignore that movement then, because it seems that he's either vacated or has gone off somewhere else. So, let's see. So we're gonna head in the middle of the circle, or just on the outskirts, because we're trying to be defensive as possible, and that's really important if you want to survive into like the later rounds, because I have no shield and we're trying to find some shield. So shield can come in many different forms. It mainly like tell you like, oh, and you need to collect mats as well. That's really easy to forget, so that's one of my areas for development. Yep. Yeah, so right now, so you will experience like gaps of where you won't see no one. If you go defensively, this might happen more frequently because of just the vastness of this map and how really vast it is. But so as I've like displayed, I need to do more aiming. My strengths is I can observe a enemy team really well. So someone's been here because of how damaged that car is. Or no, someone could have exploded the canisters. So there are things in this game that can explode. So be very careful of what you use. Definitely in that area. I would say that the reason why defensive and neutral is important is because depending on your situation, so a person's just come up here, I swear. So, where are you? Well, why did that symbol come up? So, multiple symbols come up to notify you if a person is near you. Yeah. So I've just saved myself there, so that's why I'm building people as well. So I don't have decent mats, to be frank with you, and it's coming to the last 10. So that's where I've let myself down there, because if I had decent mats, I could have won this game. But now I haven't got a lot of shield. That was just been luck. Sometimes it's just down to luck, or luck of the draw, because we haven't seen any shield there, or I haven't seen any shield. Chat, if there was any shield, let me know. And what do you think about this game? Would you try this game, or would you not try this game? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat if you are enjoying this game. Yeah, there is definitely a person there. Yeah, there's a person. So right there, I've just seen a person. Jesus Christ, that was laggy. That was so laggy. Where is he? Jesus, that was so laggy. Did you see that, chat? Oh, right. How did he know? I'm sorry, I'm sorry. You could not possibly know that I went in the bush. Alright. So, right there. Oh, that's the web slang one. So right there, that's what I mean. That's how unfair this game could be. But that's like my area for like my reaction time and my building. I'd say that it's very important for to focus on building and to focus on like defense and neutral. Offensive is an option for the future. An offensive can get you kills, that means more points, but you may die at the end, like you may die faster, or you might have more like games that you lose because of depending if you're good enough to face like pro players or players that are semi-professional or even good at the game. You have to think that if you're good at building, someone else could be better than you than building. So you've got to be very like neutral. My strengths are definitely that I can like survey the scene, find people, and definitely can find people. Areas for improvement can be awareness of like the surroundings and my aim. Q&A. How many like how many people want to play this game? Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot of people. That's interesting. So, what would you want to play more, Apex or Fortnite? There's a lot of people wanting to play Apex more than Fortnite. I would agree with that. That Apex seems to be the easier game to get into. The only downside to that is that the shield is quite a lot, and the powers can be quite annoying at times. But other than that, that is perfect. Um, this is the end of the live stream. Please follow YouTube, where you're watching now. Click the bell. Um, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And I will see you later.